Hi guys, hello and welcome. My name's Gemma and this is episode 6 of the Snuggly Stars podcast, all about knitting, crochet and all sorts of other handicrafts. Anything I can do with my mitts, I'll probably give it a go. Thank you for returning if you've came back from previous times, and if you're brand spanking new, hello and welcome. You can also, just so you know, you can find me on Instagram as Snuggly Stars, as well as on Ravelry. I have put a group together there called, guess what? Snuggly Stars. So on there is a section of like ask me anything for questions, so if you've got any questions or anything you want to know about moi, let me know on there on Ravelry and I will do my best to answer you. I'd like to start for the first part of today's episode by just saying thank you for the couple of mentions that I've had on fellow podcasters' episodes. Oh, it's so exciting, and I couldn't believe it on the one lady I know and I've been communicating with, and then the other lady I've been watching, and then she mentioned me and I was like, oh, that is so sweet. The lovely thing she said. That is Hayley, aka ImYarn Inspired. She's a fellow podcaster and she does lots of knitting and she's based in the UK. I think she does some crochet too, and she makes all sorts of lovely projects and she's super fast. Oh my gosh, hands of, I don't know, lightning hands. There we go. You've got lightning hands, and in case you're not sure, that is a compliment. So thank you so much for mentioning me. And then also we have Marlene on the Miss Kitten Heart Creates podcast. On her latest episode she mentioned me because of the swap that we had, so that was exciting too. So thank you so much, ladies, and carry on with the good work and your super duper crafts because you're amazing. While we're on the subject of podcasts that aren't just my one, I have been watching and have fallen in love with, oh my gosh, the Grocery Girls podcast. Now I'm probably like the last person on the planet to have come across these ladies, but oh my gosh, Jodie and Tracy are adorable. I wish I had a sister to be able to just have so much in common with and work with, and a passion, a pure passion for yarn that they have and for their craft is just stunning. So I've watched the odd episode and then I'm trying to go back from obviously episode 1, and I think I am now on like episode 9, and I just keep having it on either in the background or watching it while I'm doing other things, and I love it. Oh my gosh, ladies, you're amazing. And the other one that I have been trying to get into as well is soxcetera. Shannon from soxcetera, she's lovely. She just seems to say it how it is and isn't shy, and has a good waffle on as well, and she's got loads of episodes, so I only discovered it yesterday. Again, I am very sheltered and behind the times, but I'm enjoying having those on in the background, and just see sometimes she gets really deep about feelings and things, and then other things it's wacky, like, woo, I'm wearing a half finished product but you thought it was done, and it was lovely. She's fab. So soxcetera and the Grocery Girls podcast, oh my gosh, very good entertainment. So crack on, ladies, that's a good one. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. Now you're probably more interested in what I've actually been doing, so let's go with some finished objects. But can you tell I'm a bit excited? Yes. Right, first finished objects that I'm going to show you today is, ta-da, the rainbow sweater that I've made for Isabella. It is finished, all the ends sewn in. It has been tried on Isabella and it fits and is snuggly and warm and she loves it. So I'm super excited because that, my friends, is the first sweater that I have ever knitted. So I'm so glad to have that finished. And that feeling when you've actually completed and finished a project is amazing, isn't it? That joy, because not only have you finished that project and it can be put to use, you also have then the perfect excuse of then casting on something else. So along with that theme, this is even more exciting. These are my Harry Potter socks. Dum ba da dum. I have completely finished them. They've actually been blocked, ends sewn in, all that jazz, and they are all done. So they are fab. Love them, love them, love them. And yeah, I'm excited to have those completed too. So that is my first entry for the inside number 23 Harry Potter cowl. So this is my January entry. So I'm excited to have that finished. So that's a couple of faux for you. Now, I know it's been nearly 2 weeks since I last did an episode, but life has just got in the way. There's been good things happening and bad things happening, and just trying to juggle it all and not go completely insane is what I've been doing, as well as obviously knitting, etc. So that's all the finished objects I've got during that time. But I do have quite a few whips. As normal, there's still more whips than fingers, so I'm just going to show you a couple. First up we have, and you will have seen this before if you've watched, and if not, if you've just tuned in, this is its debut to you. This is my How to Knit a Crop Sweater for Winter by Andy Satterlund, and I am making this for the Andy Satterlong cowl hosted by Katie of Inside number 23. So this is, it's now in one, so the front and back I'm working on at the same time. Now it is rolling a bit, but I have just yesterday started doing the 1x1 rib. Now when you've got quite a lot of stitches like this, that it's a bit tedious, a little bit, but I will get it done. I've made the body bit longer than what the pattern calls for because, well, I'm not a petite lady, shall we say. This is the pattern, it's free on Ravelry, and I'm just going to keep cracking on with that, then do the neckline, sleeves, and hopefully get that done for the deadline, which I believe is the end of March. So cracking on with that one. That's one whip. Another one that I have been getting on with, and also this kind of a combination because it is sock related and also Harry Potter related. This is the first sock, so I haven't got a hoe. Let me take that off. Look, it's the Rose City Rollers, and I like that they're shorty socks because I have some Red or Dead shoes, and they kind of got a buckle across the front, and I like to wear those in the summer for work with dresses and stuff, but I do like to wear shoes with socks. So I last year was wearing just normal commercial shop bought little trainer socks with fun patterns on, and I thought, hello, I could knit some, and I've heard of this pattern in other podcasts and stuff, so you know, let's jump on that bandwagon. I like the cute little rolly top, and that's kind of the bit that you'll see sticking out the top of my shoe, and then there are hole parts in the shoe, so you'll just see bits of pattern as well, so that's quite cool. So this is as far as I've got. So I'm just on the foot section, probably get to about here-ish, and then obviously do the toe and then crack on with the second sock. This yarn is by Little French Meadows, and it's the Lunar Love God. I have shown it before. This is Little French Meadows, they're on Etsy. So I'm using this, and I've got loads. That is quite a dense ball. My partner Ross does enjoy rolling, hand winding or hand rolling the balls for me. So the only thing is, on the inside number 23 cowl, the Harry Potter cowl, one of the stipulations or rules is that the project has to be Harry Potter related, whether it's yarn or the project or remind you of Harry Potter in some way, but also it has to weigh at least 50 grams or more of the finished item. Now, because these are little socks, I've never made little socks before. Obviously there'll be two, but I'm not sure if they'll weigh 50 grams, but for that I have a plan. What I'm going to do is, I've also got the Rose City Rollers pattern, but the little edition, so the kid size one. So I was thinking I could make with this yarn myself a pair, and then my daughter Isabella a little pair with the matching yarn, because I'm sure there'll be more than enough, and then there'll be like a set, and then that should weigh 50 grams or more, and then count for potentially my February entry for that cowl. So that's my plan. So all hail Harry Potter and knitting. What an awesome combo. I'm just storing that perfectly, look, in my Amelia X Joy drawstring bag, and I'm enjoying that. I don't put the pattern in because I have to fold it in like 4 pieces. It's a bit, but I do enjoy. I took that to hospital yesterday, and that was good to have with me. Moving on. I don't know how to introduce this. Right, I've been invited again this year to go to Ladies' Day at the races. Ladies' Day at the races in Aintree, and for that you get all super dolled up in a nice dress, and you have your hat or your fascinator on, and you just have a jolly spiffing good time. We literally get to go to the most executive part of the event for Ladies' Day, and we can watch all the races, and we have the fancy food, and endless booze, which I can't handle, so I just have a bit. and that's amazing. Now for that I've ordered a gorgeous dress from Coast, and I opened it today, and oh my gosh, it's perfect. I didn't get it quite right last year. It was the first time I went last year, and it was all a bit too much boobage, and I just didn't nail the look quite right. But this year, oh, the dress is stunning. Now there is a reason why I'm waffling on, and that is because I was thinking of making, to go with it, with my outfit, of making a shawl, just so that if it is a bit nippy I can pop it around my shoulders and look all, you know, elegant, darling. And I realised the only knitted shawls that I've made are kind of just the simple garter stitch, where you what do you call it, yarn over, go along, turn, yarn over, go along, turn, and that's how, and you end up with the sort of that shape shawl. And they're quite dense, and they're nice, but not the sort of thing I would want to have for such a austere event. So I thought, well, I better get practicing, and I tried a couple of patterns out, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that stitch, I don't understand what that means, and I was feeling a bit pants about it, because I thought, oh, particularly on the Grocery Girls podcast, they've always got some form of shawl or cowl on, and they're talking about what they've made, and many other podcasts as well. I've made this shawl, I've made that shawl, isn't this amazing? And I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to make anything like that. It looks too complicated, too fancy, and I just generally was left feeling rather inadequate. So I thought I would try, and I'm making this up by myself, so it could be cool or it could be a complete disaster, who knows. But it is fingering wake stop yarn, and I thought I would do, it's like a triangle shawl, but you know where it goes really wide from one end and then it's straight along the top and then goes like that. Do you see? This is amazing. Who needs like graphics and stuff? This is my like finger outline of a shawl. So what I've done is I've cast on, I didn't even count how many stitches, but I've cast on a bunch of stitches, so this would be not the length of the shawl but the long side bit, and then I am decreasing, and it will go like this, and then it will go straight across the top. So I am using for this King Cole Zigzag 4-ply, and it is in the colourway Spring Meadow. Now the reason for this is because I thought if I'm designing something, I didn't want to use my fancy more expensive yarns that I've had from indie dyers off Etsy. I wanted to just give it a bash with something that, worst case, if I mess it up, it's not the end of the world. And so far I have this. So I've done like a garter edging, and then I'm just getting into basically a knit row, and then obviously on the other side a purl row, and then what I'm doing, you can only, do you like my little Singer sewing machine keeper? I love that. Anyway, God, I'm good at babbling, aren't I? On the purl side rows, so the wrong side, I'm getting to 7 stitches before the end, and then I'm doing a purl 2 together, purl 1, purl 2 together, and purl the last 2 stitches, so that I'll decrease by 2 stitches on towards the end of this purl row. So I'm hoping that will, you can just see a little bit how you're getting a slant there, so I'm hoping that will work. And this is just going to be for my normal casual use or to wear on the job at work, stuff like that. But obviously I imagine it's going to take a while, and it's a big gamble because it's not tried and tested. And this is the yarn as it is in the ball. I love these bits. You see where it's got the berry colour and the cream? Oh, amazing. So I'm just kind of plugging away at that. So that's my personal experiment of a shawl. And then I have started quite late last night a hitchhiker. And you've, again, probably this is so last year or the year before or however, but I'm all spanking new to this, and I think it's a lovely pattern. And Amy of the Stranded podcast has mentioned that her mum's made several of them. So here is what I have so far. Can you see? I did put a picture of it on Instagram of this. So you've got this side, which will end up being fairly straight or just plain, and then this side is where you kind of have the points. Now I am not kidding you, I got to like the second part of the pattern about 5 times last night, and I was just not getting it right, and until I think I've got the hang of it and I just need to carry on. Now the reason why I found this so complicated is because, as I mentioned previously, I knit in the Portuguese style, so it's a different way of knitting, and with that I much prefer to purl instead of knit. So if I'm going to make an item that's garter stitch, so looks the same on both sides, I'm point blank trying to refuse to have to knit both sides every time, because for me in the Portuguese method the purling is so much quicker and neater and easier for me to do. So I've basically been trying to rewrite the pattern. I'm not going to mention it because it is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to explain what you're supposed to do anyway, but the gist is, if there's supposed to be a knit stitch, I'm doing a purl stitch. If there's supposed to be a purl stitch, I'm doing a knit stitch. And then when it comes to the increases, I've kind of had to make mine up, because Andrea Wong, who teaches the Portuguese method on Craftsy, she does show how to do a knit in the front and back of a stitch for an increase, but she doesn't show the purl version of that. And then after some research and questions on Facebook, you can do a purl version. You purl the back of the stitch then into the front of the stitch, and then I still haven't tried that. I've ended up making up my own version. But as someone very kindly pointed out, that even if it's a mistake, if it's done consistently, you can class that as a pattern. So that's exciting. These are my Knit Pro Zings 6mm needles, and I'm using a Starcraft Carnival yarn, and I'm using chunky yarn. Now I'm probably breaking all the rules because the pattern calls for like fingering weight yarn, and that's great, but I thought I would try for speed and for warmth, because it is freezing cold here. I just wanted to try again a yarn I'd already got, and so I could see what I'm doing, whether it's going to work or not. And I've got to say, I like it. It's really squidgy. Look at the colours. Ooh. I'll try next time to sort of dig out a label for it. But I've got like a ball and a half of this left in my stash. Let's use up stash, folks, because, you know, I've got far too much of it. Here it is on the skein or ball. And it's got so many different colours in it. I love it. So that's that. Hitchhiker modified by moi. So that's the reason I'm trying out shawls, because I would love to knit an elegant shawl to wear to Ladies' Day, and I would do that out of some, you know, indie dyed yarn, and that would be amazing. Now, 2 patterns that I've purchased and thought I would try, but it's where I've tried it and got a bit intimidated and ran away and hid behind the sofa. They were featured on the Grocery Girls podcast, and I'm totally ended up purchasing them. First of all, we have The Girl from the Grocery Store by Hoagie Locatelli. And when I've seen that on their episodes, it just looked beautiful. It really did. I'm not going to go inside because it's a paid for pattern, but it just looked very pretty, and I thought with the right colours that could be gorgeous with a dress. And then also by the same designer, there is the Pure Joy shawl, and this one is really elegant. Let me see if there's another picture without giving the pattern away. Yes, here, look at that. So it's like a crescent shape, and I thought that again in the right sort of colours with my dress that has arrived is black, with like a kind of steel grey black skirt part. So again, with the right sort of colours, that could just look really nice. And then a sort of maybe sparkly clutch bag and some simple shoes. So these or one of these would be my end goal, and then the making of my made up shawl and the hitchhiker is kind of my learning process towards that. So there is some form of method in my madness. In my head it makes sense. Oh, slurp of tea, I think. Tasty. Today I am drinking Clipper Flower Power Infusion. I was in Waitrose yesterday and pretty much saw the box and couldn't resist it because the outside packaging was all these gorgeous colours and prints. So that's a good one to give a bash. I thought I would try it out. One more whip for today to show you. Now Amy of the Stranded podcast, hi Amy, is hosting a cowl along. So a cowl. And I love cowls. I'm wearing one right now. This one is crochet. Happy crochet. You'll get that if you watch Bob Wilson 123. Happy crochet. I love this. They keep you warm. You just chuck it on. You're not worrying about a scarf and half of it getting trapped in the door, or whether you tied it on properly, etc. And so as part of that, you basically make a cowl. And it can be as simple or as complex as you like. I have chosen, because I feel it's a motto in life, I do love simple yet effective, and that's the same with my work. You can do something that's simple and it can just pop and be wow. So simple and effective. This is by Tin Can Knits, the simple yet effective cowl. I'm doing the shorter size, and I've started it. Ooh. And here it is. I've got to say, I'm kind of worried that it's going to be a bit small. Don't know, but I'm doing what the pattern says, because whereas mostly I can't follow a pattern to save my life, hence the made up shawl as I've just mentioned. I thought I'm going to do as I'm told for once. So here we are. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and you've got purl sections, stockinette, purl, stockinette, and I'm just going around with that one. Can you see? Let's see. So that's nice. This yarn, look at the colours. Sorry, it looks a bit tatty. Haven't got Ross to roll it yet. But there's lots of different colours, and purples and pinks and bluey bits and greeny bits. So with that, it's quite nice going, come on, get around, I want to get to the next colour. And this is King Hole Sprite, DK weight. And it's 100% premium acrylic. The needles that I am using are Knit Pro Cubics. Now, I am a little bit worried about these, because I've heard of people on other podcasts mention about needles breaking, needles snapping, and I thought, I've never had that. I've never been that rough with it. How can you manage that? I don't understand. And I have a set of cubic interchangeables, and one broke. 5mm, it completely, unlike this section, sheared off. Gutted. So it happens, folks. It really does. So this is just a fixed circular, and I'm going to use it, and if it dies, breaks, whatever, I'll obviously replace it with something different. So if you've got any suggestions for something different, please let me know. That'd be cool. So this will be entered into Amy's Cowl Cow. So go and check out the Snuggly podcast because she's amazing as well. They're my whips for now to show you. Oh, I'm very snuggly today. Snuggly stars. I'm going to move on to goodies, acquisitions, purchases, stuff I've bought, whatever you want to call it. This is what I'm going to waffle on about next. And first up to show you are these, because they are adorable. They are the Addy needle huggers. Because I'm knitting socks on 9-inch circulars, I'm so paranoid or petrified of the stitches coming off the end of the points. So I bought these, and look, that's a smaller size, and this is the next one up. Hello. They are so cute. You get a pack of 8, and there is like red, green, yellow and blue, so 2 of each different size. And they literally you insert the 2 needles up the bear's bottom and it protects your work. And my kids are obsessed because, as you can tell, they look like sweeties. So I'll put them kind of like that on the laptop, or just pop them down, and that's it. The kids just thought, oh, what's that? It's not food. Oh, what's that? No, still not food. Willie, give it back. They're my general phrases of life at the moment, but they are cute and they protect my work, so that's those. So they're the Addy needle huggers, and they come in the different sizes. So that was a good one. And next up I have this, which is falling apart again. Willie got hold of it. Can you tell? This used to be a full label, and my dear William attacked it. As I mentioned in a previous episode, I will be making another one of these blankets, which is the Round Granny Rug by Bob Wilson. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make that for my grandma's 91st birthday, and so I had to specifically go out and buy this yarn, because as much of this James C. Brett marble chunk that I have in lots of different colours, I did not have the green that grandma wanted, and you've got to do what your grandma wants. So look at these colours. It's looking a bit wishy-washy, but they're much more vibrant in real life. You've got like bright acid greens, dark greens, a bit of burgundy, and it changes beautifully. So I've got that ready to go. As her birthday is in the start of February, I don't think I'm going to get it finished in time, but she won't mind that. She will appreciate the love and attention that I've put in eventually. So we'll crack on with that. Next up is some yarn that I have bought off Etsy, and this is by the Laughing Yaffle. It's a new one. I've not tried it before. Let's face it, I've not tried most of them before, so newbie to pretty much everything. But this is beautiful. It is 100 grams of 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's called in the colourway Dark Crystal. Look how beautiful it is. These deep jewel tones. So I'm very excited, and I ordered one I got sent to. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait to try this out, either as a shawl or a gorgeous pair of socks and then something else. So I'm super excited. It's nice and squidgy, it's not scratchy at all, and I just think the colours are beautiful. So I'm very excited about that. So the Laughing Yaffle on Etsy, based in England, fabulous. And then I've ordered more. Look at this. This literally takes my breath away. It is stunning. I mean, look at the speckles. I love speckles. This is made by Mothy and the Squid. So that's one side of their label, and this is the other one. And this is Mothy and the Squid, 75% merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply, sock weight, superwash treated yarn, and it is called Industrial Accident. I just love it. It was in my basket for ages, and I thought, you know what, I'm having it. I just think that's going to be amazing. Look, I can't wait to see how it turns out in as a ball. I can't wait to see how it knits up. It's just super duper exciting. So that one's by Mothy and the Squid. That arrived, and as it has happened previously in my crazy brain, it was amazing, and I immediately then went and ordered more. So I went on the website, on Etsy, sorry, and I've ordered this one. Now this is one that, here's one that Ross has rolled earlier. The colours in this are stunning. Now I actually got Jack, my son Jack, to help me because there were two in my basket, and I said I can't get both, which one do you like best? And he went, oh, I don't know, the pictures are small. So we looked at the proper full-size pictures, and he chose this one. So it's all Jack. This one is Lungwort, and this is 75% merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply sock weight yarn, superwash treated, and it's lovely. It's got you sort of purple, purple, blues, greens, and then there's grey sections. Beautiful. So I've got those now. Now what I've done is, when I kind of decided I'm making a shawl to wear to Ladies' Day, I thought I need something that's going to go with one of these, whether it's this or something else, and then I kind of thought for future projects, you're not going to get a whole shawl out of that, and for something like this Pure Joy, you've got one colour which she's used as a speckle one there, the light one, and then you've got a contrasting dark colour. So I thought I need something else. So again, this arrived, I was blown away, and I've ordered more yarn from Mothy and the Squid. I think that one's just a pretty much semi-solid grey, a good grey that will go with all sorts. So you could use it maybe to go with this or this or some of the other ones that I've got, so I'm very excited. So that should arrive shortly. So I'm a bit addicted. So Mothy and the Squid, love you guys. They're based on Etsy as well, so go check them out. I'll put information for places that I've got items from down below, because this, I'm so sorry it looks tatty, it did not look like that in the shop, but that was from a local yarn store in Hensford, and then these are off Etsy. So there you are. So I've gone a little bit mad, just a smidgen, but it's all right. We can survive with that, and this is where I want to get better at making things, because then I can kind of justify the beautiful yarn and not ruin it, etc. So that's pretty much it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to mention briefly that, in case you've not heard me before, I am hosting a giveaway, or I will be hosting a giveaway. As soon as this channel gets to 100 subscribers, I will be hosting a giveaway, and I have shown in previous episodes some of the goodies, including a project bag which is stunning from Jibbyroo Sews, and we have got various progress keepers and stitch markers and yarn, and it's amazing, and we just need to get to 100 subscribers. Currently, when I checked this morning, it was at 74, so thank you, and thank you guys for subscribing and liking any videos. And if anyone else is watching and is a bit unsure, or you go, oh, she's alright, please subscribe, because I am desperate to host the giveaway. I think it's going to be wonderful, and I just can't wait to spread the joy and the love within our knitting community. The giveaway will be worldwide open, so as long as you have a postal address, you will qualify. So unfortunately I won't qualify, but that's fine. I'll have to just you know, wipe my tears and carry on, because I get to give somebody else huge smiles and love, and I love that. So thank you again for watching, folks. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon. Happy knitting and happy crafting, and just have a nice day. Have a nice day.